and welcome to my channel. So as you can see by the introduction, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today, and I'm going to be doing this creepy clown makeup look. So this look was inspired by Symphony, and I'll link her below, and she has based this look on the It Clown. So to begin with, I'm taking my lip pencil, so I've just got a red lip pencil, and I'm actually drawing the lines of where I want the cuts on my face to be. Before I go ahead with the latex glue, I'm just grabbing a tissue and I'm separating that, and I'm prepping the pieces that I'm going to put on the glue, because once I've got that on my face, it's going to be drying and I don't have time to rip the pieces apart. So I'm just going to rip them into little chunks, as you can see, so they're going to go and cover where I've drawn those lines after the glue is applied to my face. I didn't have a metal spatula thing that other people tend to use, so I just grabbed a spoon to apply my latex glue. The reason I'm not using my fingers is when I tried this, it literally just stuck to my fingers, so I much preferred using the spoon. So I'm just getting that all over and making sure I flatten out the outsides. Once the glue is on, I've put one layer of tissue on, then I've covered that in glue again, and then I've put a second layer of tissue and then covered that again. So essentially it goes glue, tissue, glue, tissue, glue. Side note with this as well is I did section by section. Otherwise, if I would have done the first layer on every part of the red, it would have dried, and then by the time you go around to the tissue, it's dry and you run into all sorts of problems. Any bits of tissue that hung over the glue as well, I just took some scissors and cut that excess off. Now while that's drying, I decided to prime the rest of my face just to make sure that the makeup is long lasting, as I will be wearing this on work all day. As you can see on one of my eyes, I did cut the latex already, but then I remembered I wanted to do the foundation first, so we can please all ignore that. That'd be great. For foundation, I just mixed my Maybelline Fit Me 120 along with some white foundation drops that lighten your makeup. I did want to cover like a little bit of red on my face, so that's the reason I didn't just go in straight with white. Like, I wanted to make it a skin base first. Also put some powder on top of the latex just before I applied the foundation to make sure that it takes away a little bit of that shine that the latex was giving. I was struggling to take away a lot of the white that was in the latex as well, so I covered it with a whole heap of darker coloured foundation and then went over it again. After the foundation is applied, it's time to cut the latex. So for the love of God, please, please, please be really careful with scissors. The ones I use are nail scissors, and they are extremely sharp on the ends. As you can see, I did turn to some tweezers as well, so that helped just kind of pinching a hole out, but be very, very careful. And I made sure that the point was not digging into my skin, but was kind of pointing up away from my face when I cut. If you're unsure, then please don't try this. As you can see here, I've also grabbed some tweezers to really open up the hole and stretch the latex a bit. I then jumped in with scissors and cut some chunks of the latex off to really widen the gap and make it more realistic. Once all the cuts have been made, I grabbed some red lipstick. It's kind of a deeper red. It's an old one, like I think it's honestly 10 years old, that my mum once gave me. So I'm just using a little lipstick brush and I'm going into those cuts. Don't worry about any precision or messiness. At the end of the day, if your face has been cut, it's going to be messy. I also happen to have this purple lipstick, so I'm going in with that to really deepen up the colour and also give it a slightly bruised effect. With the deep cut as well, the red will be a lot darker, so this really helps make the cut look deep as opposed to shallow. I was having a lot of problem with foundation coverage, so as you can see here, I've literally just grabbed some more of only the white and I've applied it with my fingers so it's a lot thicker. What I've then done is I've actually grabbed my normal kind of setting powder, which is just the Maybelline in the color light, and I've grabbed a big fluffy brush and I've dabbed it on top really messily. So it gives a really kind of gross skin look, which is perfect for this. I'm then using the red and purple lipsticks on my nose as well to make it red like the It Clown has. And then jumping in and filling in the rest of my face with the white foundation, just using my fingers, and then again setting it with the powder. Don't forget, the key is to make it kind of messy, because if you're a killer clown, I don't think you have all day to absolutely slay your makeup and make everything perfect. And it kind of takes away from the effect as well. It's scarier when it's like that little bit messy and gross skin looking. Grabbing my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, I'm jumping in with the colour Red Ochre and I'm going around the cuts with some powder. Then using my Tarte Tarteist Pro palette, jumping in with the colour Vamp, which is a dark purple colour. So this is going to really help give a bruised effect to the cuts. Then back to the Modern Renaissance palette and grabbing the colour Golden Ochre, which is a yellowy colour. It's going to help add a little bit of pus look to the cuts, making them look infected, which is so gross. I'm then grabbing a liquid lipstick in bright red and I'm actually putting this on my eyes as eyeshadow. This is something I saw Symphony do and it's a great way to get really strong pigment. Now something I forgot to film is I didn't have a red eyeshadow, but I grabbed a orangey one, and after the liquid lipstick had dried down to the matte color, it's a matte finish that I used, I then put a little bit of that powder on top to set it and stop it moving around. Grabbing some black eyeshadow, I'm now going to do the outer side of my eye, so I'm transitioning from that red to a beautiful black messy wing that I'm doing. So I've literally just packed it onto the outside and then I buff it out to really spread the eyeshadow. I apologize, my camera was about to run out of battery, so I quickly went off camera and I got some eyeliner under my eyes. As you can see now, I'm using the black eyeshadow and I'm going under there as well to really smoke it. I also use the eyeliner to tightline my waterline as well. And I'm just, now that my lipstick is really dry on top of my eye, I'm going over and I'm blending the two colors together. So I've taken this dark bronzer from MAC and I've also added in a little bit of my black eyeshadow and I'm doing slight contours to my face. And of course the nose as well, because just because I'm a scary clown doesn't mean I don't want a snatched nose. Taking the lip pencil that I originally used to draw my cuts, I am now lining my lips. I'm going to also fill them in a bit with the lip pencil, but again, I'm not going to be precise by any means. And the liquid lipstick that I used on my eyes is now going onto my lips, so we're totally matching in color. I'm adding in now a nice wing onto my eye and also adding some false lashes. As you can see, one of my eyes is already done and I'm just working on the second. I'm also going in a little bit towards my nose to give it that cat eye look. And I wanted my eyelashes to stand out, so I'm using this really crazy dramatic pair from Lily Lashes. Now it's time for the blood. So I made this blood on my own. I will write down in the description box how I did that, but it's made out of completely edible ingredients, which is perfect. It means it can go into your mouth. So grabbing a Q-tip, I'm just going into those cuts and adding my blood. Once that is done, I have also added the blood onto all around my lips to give it that really gross look, like I've just kind of eaten someone's flesh. And I also added it onto my nose as well. I then grabbed a sponge as well and made sure I went around there so it looks like the blood is splashing out. I did put it quickly on my hand first to make sure most of the blood came off, otherwise it would have been just chunks that went onto my face. Let's pause there quickly before I wrap this up. To get the lines down my chin, as you'll see in the intro, what I did is I took a massive chunk of the blood and I just put it in my mouth and let it ooze out. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed something a little bit different this time. I really enjoyed doing this, so I definitely want to do a lot more Halloween looks moving forward. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!